Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for February 16th to the 23rd, 2024. I am filming this on Valentine's Day, and so wherever you are, I'm adding that energy of love to the readings this week. And I just think it's important to mention that this isn't just about love of partnership, love of the other with whom we might choose to spend our lives, but also love of ourselves. Both the masculine and the feminine aspects, because of course we have both within us. And so just proposing that this be a day of celebrating ourselves, of being in love with ourselves, of honoring ourselves and being right relationship within. It's a good excuse to buy oneself flowers. And with that, I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths, and let's get into this week's reading. And I invite you to envision a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now, like the trees that may surround you wherever you may be, going down deep into Mother Earth and providing you with a wonderful anchor and grounding, as well as a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you, so that it can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am about to do a reading for our personal and collective highest and greatest good for this week of February 16th to the 23rd, 2024. My intention, as always, is to be a clear, heartfelt channel for the information that we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I'd like to call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in the window that we have together here today. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of transformation, of peace, of light, of love. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming and creating this sacred container of love and light, holding us wherever we may be in time and space, gathered as one, pooling our energy and our intentions in good ways. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions of love and light and loftiness and right relationship is welcome to go now. Thank you, angels, for coming. Okay, and with that, let's get into the reading. So this lovely little crocus bloom was actually closed when I brought it in. Sorry. It was a snug little bud, and I didn't think it was going to open for the reading, but it has in the little window of time that it's been inside here with us. And I hope you're all been doing well. There, of course, have been tremendous solar flares this week, so hopefully you are all drinking lots of water and being kind to yourself if you're feeling less than energetic. And if you're feeling overly energetic, all jazzed out by these intense energies and informations that are coming from our galactic luminary, I hope that you have found ways to ground and center and integrate that energy for your highest and greatest good. Okay, Creator, what is it that we most need to know this week? The 16th to the 23rd of February, 2024, so that, of course, we can rise and be our best and bring our best for our good, the good of all those we meet, and our meaningful contribution, our satisfying, fulfilling, meaningful contribution to life here on this planet, including to the Mother herself, who holds us all in such magnificent ways. What is it that we most need to know this week for our good and the good of all life everywhere? Okay. So we're starting with the energy of the Ten of Hearts, success. We've been seeing this one a lot lately. Of course, it's sitting in the recent past, or it's sort of the energy that we're coming from and that we're moving towards. And this is the energy of community. It's the energy of celebrating with others. It's of building energy together, of we can do so much ourselves, but there's so much more that we can do when we gather with others and we pool our energy with others. And it really feels like right now on the planet, whether you're in a small corner of the world without too much contact with the outer world, your energy is still being added unto that of all the other people on this planet who are intentionally gathering and co-creating and dreaming up what's next for themselves and for other life forms and other aspects of life here on the planet. It's important for us to dream of the good. It's important for us to imagine the possibilities. And this, I think, is a little bit challenging for us because we have only known what we've known. We cannot imagine what could be, or it's more difficult to imagine what could be. A world where there's more ease, where there isn't so much struggle, where there isn't so much resistance and challenge, and where we feel that those who represent us aren't hearing us. Imagine a world where we have amazing leadership, where people are doing wonderful things together and they're supported in that, to that end. And it's not about the money, it's about making the world a better place. Imagine where each individual can come forward and bring their gifts fully and easily to the collective, finding our people, coming together with others and co-creating magnificently. How fulfilling would that be? How rich, how exciting, how deep, how yes would that be? That's the quality of the energy of this card. And it's very Aquarian. It's very, very much the energy of the Aquarian energy, which is just about us being individuals in a collective of individuals coming together and working together to collaborate and facilitate and expand things beyond what they've been before, for the joy of it, for the pleasure of coming together, for the satisfaction of using our talents and our abilities in fabulous ways and developing them beyond what they've ever been before, so that we can reach new heights as individuals in our own experience, but together as humanity, coming into right relationship with ourselves as individuals, coming into right relationship with others and with the planet, using our talents, our technology, our abilities, our wisdom to co-create in a balanced, harmonious, and satisfying way, making the world more beautiful, cleaning up the mess we've made, all that kind of good stuff. I encourage you to hold a vision like that, because that's what this is telling us, is that we can collectively co-create something magnificent. And as we hold that in our field, even as I said, even if you have no contact with anyone else, you're in some small corner of the universe living a very small but significant life to you, holding a vision for this means that you're adding that vision to the collective field of energy on the planet. And we draw towards us what we focus on. So this is important for us to keep in mind as we go forward this week and as we go forward in every week. What are we holding? What is at the foundation of us? Who are we being and how are we being? Our energetic set point as an individual is incredibly important to how things unfold for us and around us. And this card is reminding us of the power of those relationships, even if we aren't in physical contact. Now, if you are, even better. I mean, better. That's a relative term. If you're living in community already, or you're co-creating with others right now in community, that is phenomenal. And I'm grateful for you, because you are building that field of co-creative collaborative energy on the planet at this time. So yeah, there are many who are doing their own thing on the planet for whatever reason. And that's brilliant, because as you, as an individual, continue to develop yourself and focus on what is most fulfilling and gratifying and who am I, and cleaning it up and being the best that you can be in your direct experience, that is profound and important and essential right now as well. And then if you're doing that work, but you're also being in community, that takes it up to another level. And that's where we're going as humanity. It's what there is to do. We've become a little more separate because of the nature of how life has gone. But to become deliberately co-creative with others, that's a powerful, powerful thing. And again, that has its challenges, its ups and downs, but it's also getting easier. And there's more wisdom and awareness and tools that are happening around that. So don't worry about it if you're not in community, I guess is ultimately what I'm wanting to say. Just keep going, keep doing your good work, keep on being all that you can be and striving to be your best, doing the yes that we talk about every week. And when you do come together with others, because of all this good work that you've done, you'll be in a far different place to continue to co-create. And it may be that your work is to do the hermit, is to hold that clean and clear space. Because, we're all essential. Those of us who are sitting on the top of the mountain and meditating, and those of us who are on the ground, mingling and interacting and discussing and struggling and working it out, that's essential too. We're all important. Okay, the present card is a card of the Three of Swords, and the name of the card is Sorrow. And of course, it has a lot of darker colors and darker energy, but what I love to draw people's attention to is the fact that within each of these dark shapes that are surrounding this sort of this person down at the bottom who looks like they've kind of lost their way, there's a heart of gold. In the middle of each of these dark shapes, it's a heart of gold. So this is this indication that whatever adversity or struggle you may be surrounded by or in the midst of, please always be aware that there is gold in it for you. There is riches there to be explored and grasped, integrated, and brought forward in your life. And that experience of contrast for all of us is what helps us to refine what it is that we prefer. And when we go through something really intense and difficult, we're really clear about what we'd rather be experiencing. So this card in the present, this card of, yes, it's not easy. It's not perfect. We have lots of stuff going on. And oh my goodness, if we are to start to think about where are we going and we just listen to the mainstream media, it very easily feels like we're just going down a river to hell. But it's not the case. We have to remember that that's just one story. That's just one way of looking at reality. Come back to here and now. That is our power point. It's where we have our opportunity to choose differently. And as each of us comes home to the now moment and chooses differently, chooses from awareness, chooses from love, choosing from kindness, choosing from intention, we shift the balance towards the good. We shift the balance towards right relationship with ourselves, with others, and with life. We have to choose what we're doing, what we're giving our attention, what we're focusing on, and leverage the contrast that we're in the midst of, mining it for the gold so that we take the best that's there for us and let it move us forward in good ways. Because we are here not to have the perfect life where there is no resistance, because we wouldn't grow then. We've chosen a world of duality, of contrast, because it helps to refine us. It helps us to clarify what we prefer. And as I've said, in the process of knowing what we prefer, we then know where to move towards. We know where to go. The challenge is not to fall in the hole and complain and wallow and get stuck. We all do it. It's a very, very human thing. So if you find yourself doing it, it's okay. Dust yourself off, give yourself a hug and go, now what? There's no need to stay wallowing, especially with the energetics at this time. It's important to pivot. It's important to go in the direction of more light, more life, more joy, more satisfaction, more fulfillment. Using the darkness, using the contrast to emphasize the light. And yes, this is really up right now. It is a world of duality. There's nothing wrong with the dark. It's just the complement of night to day. It's important not to lose ourselves and become fearful. It's all part of creation. It's all there in service to us. It's for us. Even the darkest darks are there to contrast with the brightest brights. It all works for us if we know what we're doing. And as I said, that contrast that we experience in our reality is there to highlight what it is that we prefer. And then our work is to pivot towards that preference, that new distinction, that new awareness, and move in that direction. If we get lost in the darkness, if we get lost and become disempowered and ineffective, and we complain and we leak energy, we're not in our driver's seat. We're not moving our life forward in powerful ways. And that's not where we need to be. That's not who we are. We're not here to be victims. We're not here to wallow in misery. We're here to take our power. We're here to craft our lives. And it's very, very important to realize this, especially as we have such high contrast on the planet right now. And there are so many people suffering. Don't let their lives and their experiences be in vain. They're providing us with profound contrast so that it never has to happen again. And we keep saying that to ourselves in humanity, but you know what? We really can make it this time. The energetics that are shifting at this time are supporting this transition away from this kind of horrendous us versus them way of being, to understanding that we are all one. We are all one family. We are all one humanities. Yes, we're different and we're going to have differences. How do we find creative solutions so that we can all thrive and all get taken care of and all be supported into our health, right relationship within and right relationship without? And we're all being called to develop our skills and abilities. You may be one of the healers that is being called right now to develop your talents and your abilities and step out into the world and offer your gift in support of another's healing. Because there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. You may be another person who is an innovator and a creative thinker and a generator, and you have visions for how we can solve some of the problems that are out there for us. Just begin wherever we are. That's our work. Begin wherever we are and start to follow the yes, because it is always guiding us towards more life. It's guiding us towards right relationship, those who are waiting to work with us, those who have co-creative ideas and inspirations that we'll be able to collaborate with and transform the planet. I'm forgetting about the cards, aren't I? Keep moving forward. It's very strong, though. It's understanding that we are moving forward in a completely new direction. We're becoming more conscious, and maybe it's the same thing, but our awareness is the difference. Our greater self-awareness, our greater awareness of our relatedness to all other things. And when we look out on the world stage, it just is illogical. The stories that we're being fed and the scenarios that are playing out, they don't make any sense. They get to a certain point where it's just, you just shake your head. And so what do we know now? We know we want peace. We know we want love. We know we want a beautiful world. We know we want clean air, clean water. We want enough for everyone. We want our children to be happy and thrive and have joyful childhoods where they can run and play and engage with nature and each other and become all that they're here to be, developing their skills and abilities and talents. And the same for all the adults. And we want a beautiful end of life for our elders. Cared for and magnificent, comfortable homes and places where they're seen and valued and affirmed and loved and appreciated for the wisdom and the life force that they have lived and the contributions they have made, and they're honored for that. I was thinking about that the other day. We just seem to have lost our ability to honor our elders. Our elders are essential. Yeah, I could say a whole lot more about that, but I'm going to keep going. It's going to be a very long reading. Prince of Swords. This is the near future. It's what we're moving towards. And it's change, transformation, movement of energy on the level of ideas and action. And so, we have the dove representing peace. We have this sort of celestial skies, this bringing heaven to earth. We need to dream the heaven so that we can bring it to earth, to know what action to take, new ideas, fresh inspiration, and transformation of the energy on the planet at this time. It's time to change, and it's okay. Change is for us, and it's never comfortable. That's it. We're humans. We like our comfort. We like what's familiar, and that's a wonderful, laudable thing about being human. And we also need to be resilient enough and adjustable enough to be able to adapt to change, because that's very important. Because change is a constant, and that's what we're moving towards. But being an intentional co-creator with the change, let's bring in the change we want to see. Let's be clearings for love and light and intentionality on the planet so that we can help facilitate that beautiful new future based on co-creation and collaboration and a beautiful life for all, honoring this planet and taking care of her and all life on her. Foundation, new beginnings on the level of the heart. So Princess of Hearts is our foundation. It's why we're having the reading this week. It's this opening of our hearts. We are dropping into our bodies more. We are becoming more aware that this life and our wisdom comes through this body. So being detached and in the mind and only in the mind is no longer serving us. That's what we've done for a long time. It's a very detached and unresilient space or way of being. We need to come home to the bodies because that's where the heart is. That's where our wisdom is. It's where our compass is. It's how we distinguish what we prefer, what we don't prefer. The body is essential. Care of the body is essential. Self-responsibility is essential. We need to be taking responsibility for ourselves, taking care of ourselves, doing what we need to do to take good care of our bodies so that the rest of us functions optimally, so that we can be of greatest service in love and light. So the body is essential. And new beginnings on the level of the heart. This is where we need to come from. We need to change. Humanity needs a new way of relating to ourselves. We need to love ourselves and build up that relationship of right relationship within ourselves so that we can be in right relationship with others. So this is essential. New beginnings on the level of the heart. And it's kind of exciting that this is showing up here because, well, that's part of what we're doing right now at this time. So this week, kind and gentle, as there are things going on in the world, realize we're not here forever. This is a time of high contrast. This is a time that is being provided to us to really get clear about what's important. Who do you want to be in the world? What do you want to be in service to? What do you want to see transformed? And go in the direction of that loftier vision. Hold that. Give that energy. If you're going to daydream, don't daydream about terrible things. Daydream about what could be. And what's even better is just get into your yes. Follow the things that your heart is calling you towards. This new beginning on the level of the heart, listening into the heart, to the wisdom of the heart. Go in that direction. Because then you're lining up already with the collective field of energy. Your yes is where life wants you. It's calling you to more life. So why wouldn't you follow the yes? So even if the world is a sticky, icky kind of weird place and it feels weird to engage with the bigger picture of it, maybe it's time to pull back a little bit. Maybe it's time to be giving that attention and that energy and that focus towards what it is that you're here to generate and create by following your yes. Making something beautiful. Transforming yourself, improving yourself, learning about something that you need to bring to life. Because again, we're all going to be needed. We're all going to be on deck soon. We already are. And we're here to change and transform and support each other in this time of evolution in the human timeline. It's profound. It's exciting and it's intense. And we all chose to be here. We might not remember that we did, but we all chose to be embodied at this time because we knew it would be this incredible, exciting ride. So don't forget that. You are essential. You are necessary. We need your energy on the planet now, and we need you doing your good work. Okay, and with that, I think that's pretty clear. Let's move on to a card to grow on, please. Yeah, Creator. What is it that what can we encapsulate? How can we grasp the energy of this coming week so that we're really clear about what's happening and we can best use this information for our good and the good of those we love, the good of our communities, the good of our beautiful planet and all life on her, so that we can be of optimum service and we can have the inspiration and excitement and joy of being in service to more unfolding and perfect life for our good and the good of everyone. What is it that we need to know? Let's just encapsulate it for the coming week, please. The Hanged Man. Such a good card. I always like this one. Now you'll notice he's not hanging by his neck. This isn't about terminating a life. This is like when kids put their heads between their legs and look at the world upside down because it's fun, because it's different, because all of a sudden they're looking at life differently and thinking about things differently. So the card of the Hanged Man is he's deliberately hung himself up from his boot on the tree of life. And he's looking at life and the blood's rushing to his head because he's upside down. And as a result of the new perspective and all that blood going to his head, he sees differently. He sees possibilities where he didn't see them before. He's able to distinguish things, where before he was stuck and he just couldn't see what was there. That's the card of the Hanged Man, and that's our card to grow on this week. This amazing perspective shift that we can give ourselves by looking at life in new and fresh ways. So, what does that mean for you? Well, what does it mean for me? It means giving ourselves permission to look at things differently. As I said, maybe detach a little bit from whatever the running story is in your field, especially if you notice that it depletes your energy and leaves you feeling hopeless. That's a really big indicator that it's not lined up with life. Things that are not lined up with life leave us feeling less lively. They help make us feel more diminished. They make us smaller, contracted, fearful. Just notice that. Notice when that shows up in your field, in your relationships with others, in topics that come up. Whenever we feel less, we feel our energy is being sapped. We are no longer enthusiastic. We're no longer inspired. We're no longer thriving and happy. And yes, life is challenging. Yes, yes, yes. Please don't misunderstand me. What I'm encouraging you to do, though, is to take a fresh perspective. Look at your life from that new place. Put your head between your legs and have a good look at the world from that space. And just notice. From that space of neutral observer, we gain so much wisdom, so much information that we can then use to craft the life that we desire. And never underestimate that the life that you desire in your heart is part of our collective good. When we move in the direction of our yes, we're moving our life towards more life. We're adding unto the general unfolding of life. It's important for us to realize that life calls to us and we need to respond. And when we move in that direction, we're turning the dial up. We're opening the floodgates of that beautiful, magnificent life force. If we're not paying attention, we're turning that down. And that reduces our life force. It reduces our enjoyment. It reduces our enthusiasm. It reduces the flow of the good into our field. So distinguishing that, we're being called to refresh our perspective. Give ourselves something new to think about. Give ourselves something inspiring to look at. Give ourselves new ways of looking at life, understanding that the contrast that we're living through right now is providing us with profound opportunities for distinguishing what we prefer as individuals and as a collective humanity. And if that's the easiest place to start, you're somebody who's maybe a little bit more mainstream and three-dimensional, cool. Leverage it. What's going on in the world that you don't like, and what would you prefer? And go in that direction. Dream from that place. Go towards the light and life. That's what we all need to do this week and every week. It's part of what we're called to do as humanity at this time, is to co-create something new and magnificent. And that starts personally, because we know what we want in our own lives. We know where to orient ourselves. And as we move in that direction, as we personally line up, we line up with others who are lined up personally, and we come together with them, and that builds the collective field. We find others of like mind. We find others of like enthusiasm. We find others who are desirous of the same things, and we build the field of life force energy together. That's our work. That's what's up right now. It's what we need to do, and a fresh perspective will help that a lot. So, I am a chatty Cathy this week. I think it's good for us to just remember this is all for us. I have a girlfriend who keeps reminding me of that. It's all for us. So when we notice that we're feeling less than we could, breathe some life into your body. Bring the breath back into the body and then pivot. What do I know now? What do I prefer? I want to feel good and move in the direction of that. And if instead you just want to feel bad and wallow, well, that's your prerogative. This is part of what we're here to do as humanity, is experience all of it. And you're welcome to do that for a while. I just recommend you may not want to stay there for too long, because it is a little stickier to get out of the hole the more time one spends there. But we're all here to really live this life in magnificent ways. So kindness and patience with ourselves is always de rigueur. We can use that to take care of ourselves and to take care of each other, to be patient with one another, be patient with ourselves. But ultimately, this is an amazing time to be here on this planet. And I'm grateful for you, for being here with me, for pulling this information through. Our collective field, as you know, is what makes these readings happen. So thank you. If you like these readings, it would be very helpful if you could hit the like button, if you could subscribe if you haven't already, because that builds the energy of the channel. And if you feel that these are supportive to your well-being and there's someone in your field that you think could benefit as well, please share. My intention with these readings is for all of us to benefit so that we can all rise together and move powerfully forward in good ways for our good and the good of all life everywhere. I invite you to take a nice deep breath, bringing that wonderful energy into your field, into your body, blowing out what no longer serves. The breath is an amazing detoxifier. And it's something we can turn to anytime, any place, anywhere, anyhow. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you once again for this opportunity to be in service and to read for our personal and collective highest and greatest good. I ask for guidance, love, and light for all of those who are listening to this reading now and in the future. Help us all to rise and shine and become all that we're here to be. Help us to remember that we are co-creators in this magnificent unfolding of life, and that through our attention and our energy and our focus, we get to choose how we're participating for our good and the good of all those whose lives we touch. I want to thank all those who helped to hold the space today. Thank you, angels, for creating this amazing bubble of light across time and space for all of us to shelter and be held in. The reading is at an end, and so it is. Much love and light. A wonderful Valentine's Day to you. It'll be past by the time you see this, but the energy lives on. Let's keep that beautiful field of self-love happening and let it expand out to love all life. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Take good care. Bye for now.